Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mac and Chuck Show with your hosts, Chuck Hill and Scott McKenzie. Tonight, we will be discussing the summer season and those so wonderful things we get to do in the warm weather. Good evening.
Those so wonderful things we get to do, like swelter and sweat.
Oh, that's only if you live here in the Midwest, man. It's like
chewed on by
ridiculously
mosquitoes.
humid here. Yeah, the mosquitoes and everyone else.
Well, I was watching something on, TikTok that we watch nowadays, and they had a comedian on talking about how, I can't remember who it was, but it doesn't matter. Talking about how he went on a trip once and mosquitoes were so big that two of them held him while the other two mugged him and stole his wallet.
That's awesome.
Not really.
Hey. Well, I mean, there's some truth in that,
Well, yeah.
So, yeah. So, hey, everybody, want to welcome you to the show tonight. Appreciate everyone being here. Nancy, appreciate you being here tonight. If you guys want to join in the show with us tonight, you can click on the links. It's in the comments. We'd love to have you guys on. Just kind of share your summer experiences, summer plans, and what you plan to do as the weather gets warmer. And now we're all free to move about the globe for now.
Thanks, Southwest. Thanks.
Nope, I can't use the other one. Free to move about the globe is open. The other one's not a copyright infringement. So,
okay. But before we get too far into it, would you like to take care of this business?
Yeah, let's pay some bills real quick. Want to give a special thanks to Don Chenchos for sponsoring us for the month of May. Definitely appreciate it. If you guys get a chance and you're in the area here in Granite City or even in the St. Louis area, if you want some really great Mexican food, come on over to Granite City, 3439 Namioki Road, and catch Don Chenchos. Great authentic Mexican food over there. And if you're looking for something to do on Thursday nights, maybe just kind of a date night, come on out. He's got a DJ that plays, some of your softer, easy listening music, things like that. Kind of keep things a little muy caliente, if you know what I mean. And then
I see what you did there.
Do you see what I did there?
I see.
Awesome. And on Friday nights, it's really a party over there. They've got their own little room. It's a karaoke setup. Come on over. DJ Chavo is going to be out there. Playing your favorite karaoke tunes. It's really a good time. They've got the Rita Bongs, which are really, really cool. If you're looking to just kind of enjoy the evening, you can check them out at Don Chencho Mexican Restaurant .com. And you can also check them out at, actually, I think it's Don Chencho Mexican MR.com or Don Chencho. Yeah, we'll get that up on there for you. But also check them out on Facebook.com/Don Chencho Mexican Restaurant. So yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Support them for supporting us. We definitely appreciate it. And they've got takeout, dine-in, and delivery, and it's not DoorDash delivery either. So you're not going to pay any extra fees or anything like that. So yeah, go ahead, Mac.
You're right. It is DonChenchoMR.com.
Yeah, so give those guys a check, and thank them for sponsoring us. And the best way you can thank them is by, going out there and grabbing some dinner. So that being said, now we got that bill paid. Do want to let everybody know that we've got a phone number you can call in now if you're wanting to give you a call in. I'm going to bring that number up here so you guys can see it. Maybe.
And while you're doing that, we are Sans Cherry tonight, who's feeling under the weather. So you have to listen to our rough voices, not her soft, sultry one.
You know what though? We miss you, Cherry. We definitely miss you tonight. So tonight's show is in honor of Cherry. She's still with us, but we'll just do it in her honor.
She's gone, man. She's gone.
So yeah, if you guys want to call in, you can either click the link that we put out there, or you can call in at 618-507-9066. We're still in the beta stages of this, but we're willing to give it a try and just give you guys other ways to get in.
Look at you
Nancy
using that
says,
lingo. Beta stages.
Beta stages. Nancy says a reminder in September when she's back down. We can do that, Nancy. We'll get you over to Don Chencho. And if you're here on a Friday, maybe we'll get you up there and sing a little karaoke.
Some people need liquid courage, some don't.
Yeah, unless you're like, me or Cherry, we pretty much don't need anything to get up there and make fools of ourselves. So the show tonight, we decided to go ahead and take a little break, and just maybe talk a little bit about the summer season and kind of what some of your favorite things to do during the summer are, maybe what some of your favorite summer memories are. Um, we're just going to talk a little bit about that. Maybe some things that are available to do here in the Midwest or even, in the other outlying areas. Uh, so, yeah, Mac, you said you had quite an eventful um, childhood when it came to summers.
I did. But before I get into it and kind of monopolize the show with my own stories, there's all kinds of research to do online in St. Louis. I mean, there's museums, there's, depending on how much you want to spend, there's Six Flags. There's, we do have a lot of stuff around the area, even locally, local pools, local, recreation
Well, we have one of the best
facilities
zoos in the country.
Right, right. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to do. You can just go to your favorite internet browser, type in things to do near me, and you'll have all a plethora of things to pop up and enjoy.
Plethora. Look at you using the big words.
I got to, man. But if we go on the show, what are as opposed to when we were younger, favorite things to do was just to go out every night and cruise around and hang out. Now more family centered things to do in the area we have to search for and we have to budget for things like that. So it's not as spontaneous, but at our age, you really can't be anymore, can you?
Well, I think that changes. I think that changes as your children get older. I mean, when you have kids of a younger age, teenage years and things like that, sometimes the spontaneity can, be a challenge. But when you have kids that are my kids' age, if I wanted to take off for the weekend, I could take off for the weekend and go do something. At some point, I want to get out, I lived in the Pacific Northwest, which we're going to talk about that here in just a minute because that's one of my favorite summer things that I did out there. But I really want to get out to the Northeast, rather up in Maine. I would love nothing better than to fly up to Maine, rent a car, and then drive all the way down the coast into Florida and end up down in Naples, where I got a buddy that lives down there, and just kind of take maybe 4 or 5 day. And just enjoy that.
4 or 5 days to drive from Maine to Florida?
Sure.
What are you doing, 120?
I don't think it's all. I mean, maybe I need to plan more time. I don't know. Never been
up
there.
Just saying, you may want to use the restroom every now and
then. Nah. That's what they make stadium buddies for.
That's why I have this can.
So it looks like Mac and Chuck wants to check out the City Foundry STL. I wonder if that's Cherry logged on. Well, I'd be happy to check out the Foundry STL.
Where is that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Coming up
next year. Go ahead.
Nancy says these past years we've been gathering for a family reunion around her mom's birthday. She turns 95 this July. Wow.
Nice.
What day in July, Nancy? I'm kind of curious because I won't turn 95 this year, but
please don't say the first.
So, Mac, what was one of your favorite things to do when you were a kid during the summertime? School's out, the bells rang, you grab your books, you're heading up Madison Avenue, headed home.
As a kid, no, I was. It was Northbridge when I was a kid. Actually, that first day you get out of school, it had a different feel. It's like the thought process just turned off. You're in this in school, then the bell rings on the last day of school, and it runs out, and papers fly everywhere. But but it did have
Alice
that
Cooper
different
playing in
feel
the background.
to it. Yeah, yeah. But it did have that different feel, and I don't know if you ever noticed that as well as a kid. But one of my favorite things that I look forward to every year was just going on vacation. I called it vacation. It was my brother, my sister, my mom, and my grandparents, in a 1978 Dodge van with a 17-foot pole behind, just traveling all over the place. We went
Nice.
so many different places. Spent 2 weeks when I was younger. Went to Jellystone Park a lot, which was actually out in Bourbon at the time, which is now, I think, Merrimack Valley RV Campground. Same setup, same lodge, stuff like that. But there's a picture out there somewhere that my mother has that's a big old tall Yogi Bear with a picnic basket, and then the kids could actually climb into and get pictures in.
Now, was that still down 44?
Yeah, it was down 44 right off of Bourbon and Highway W. Not W, but double U.
W.
As in
not
two
double
Utes.
me, W.
The two U's.
The two Utes.
Yeah. But that,
School got in the summer.
I got so many memories and lucky to go so many places. We went to, all over Missouri, all over Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, Tennessee. As got in my teenage years, we didn't really have the went down to Florida with the RV. Then my grandpa's van kind of almost went kaputskis. Had a really good time down there. Had a lot of fun. Disney World, Epcot, places like that. Then the next year, we drove to Philadelphia, stayed in Lancaster, just the van, no tow along, stayed in a hotel. Went and saw the Liberty Bell, Independence Hall in Philadelphia, all that stuff. The next year, which was the final one, we actually drove to Chicago. Not drove, I take that back. We took a train to Chicago. And I still don't know how the man did it, but somehow my grandfather got me home run derby tickets in 1990. Nice. I have no clue how in the world he did that because, now those are impossible to get. Those are impossible to get now. So, I got to see, back then it was the home run derby during the day. And then they had the old timers softball game, which was really neat to see too. So,
yeah, well, that's right up your alley also with all the sports
right.
that you're into. And so I think I remember
the downside of all those, I have to throw this in here as well. It wasn't just about me. I mean, for crying out loud, my mom and grandma just loved going to these old Victorian homes in every city we went to. My grandparents would always make it a point to look that up. And, as a kid, I'm just like, I want to play on the playground. I want to go swimming at the pool, at the campground, all that stuff. Self-centric little brat. And, but no, I look back on that stuff now, it's about the memories. It's really not about anything else. You might complain as a kid at the time, but you've got a lot to look back on, and that I'm really fortunate to be able to do that.
Now, did you carry any of that over as a parent yourself with your kids, as far as vacations or trips or anything like that goes?
I tried to make kind of not rituals, but kind of carry on, the stuff. Yeah. The stuff I got to do as a kid, because every when I was younger, every summer, and then my dad took a weekend to drive up to my grandparents in Indiana, hang out for because the town they live in has a Christian university, and they'd have a camp meeting every June, and then every October was homecoming, and we'd go every October. My dad and my siblings and myself pile into a little Chevy Chevette, 1985 Chevy Chevette, driving down. In October, heading to Indiana, to stay the weekend with my grandparents. And I have a lot of great memories there too. And, but but no, I mean, it's just stuff like that that you could really look back and really grasp on. And I'll kind of summarize that with what I told you earlier, kind of something that I saw today, and a comment, kind of a not a speech on a television show I watched, but kind of a comment that really kind of really hit home. And I'll share that later as we go on.
Awesome.
How
Sounds
about
like
you?
you had quite an active. Sounds like you had quite an active, summertime when you were a kid. I didn't. The main thing, we stayed local. For the most
Mhm.
part, when it came to summer vacations, things like that. We don't really say we did actual vacations. A lot of fishing. My dad was a big fisherman. Loved to fish. Camping, and he liked to camp. I absolutely hated camping here in the Midwest. So I mean, I enjoyed the times though when I would go down to Southeast Missouri, and I would visit my mom down there. Those times are cool. And visit my mom and stepdad, and my brother. That was, those are some fun times. I remember, during it was actually the year my grandma passed away though, but we went down to a place called Cape Rock down there, and it's really cool. It's right there off the river. The rocks are really, I mean, it's a beautiful area, and going down there taking pictures, and we could watch the barges go by and things like that, and it was just really nice. I think the nicest thing about it being, like you mentioned, it's kind of different at that age, is you don't have near the concerns or near the, I guess, worries would probably be a good word for it. At that age, I mean, we think we have problems, and we may have some problems. I don't want to downplay any issues that teenagers go through because they are serious, but it was more of a feeling of, man, I am so glad school is done, and now
Right.
I can enjoy life somewhat. And I mostly worked during the summers. um so, for me, it was more about just kind of that freedom to kind of do what I wanted to do, and not what, people in authority were telling me to do. So those things were kind of cool for me. Um, I mean, when you're younger, summer comes, you get VBS, Vacation Bible School, things like that. I always enjoyed those things. I remember one year I drug the Lawler twins to one, and I tricked them into free pizza, and it was funny. I think the church was after them for like 6 or 7 months after that. Um, so that was kind of fun.
I'm surprised
Six Flags.
they were diligent that long.
Six Flags was always a big thing. If you could get a season pass, that was cool. Obviously, it was much different back when we were younger compared to what it is now. But yeah, I think for me it was more, seeing my mom, and being able to spend some pretty solid time with her during the summer months. And I mean, they worked, so there were times that me and my brother were home alone during the day, and we were obviously up to no good. But so that was kind of cool. Um, as far as like one of my favorite summers go, it's funny because while I wasn't a big camping fan, when I lived out in Seattle, it was really, really cool because for 2 years, near the end of summer, me and my now ex-wife would go camping with some friends of ours down over on the eastern side of the Cascade Mountains. And brother, let me tell you, you've seen the the Smokey the Bear commercials where it's like all the big tall trees and just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenery, streams and
Is that
rivers. Just
before or after the fire?
this was actually after. So there's actually a section out there. So where we go, there was called, I think it was the 3 Mile Fire, maybe a 30 mile fire, something like that. But it was like just that whole area was just absolutely beautiful. It would get cold at night, so you would just kind of, be in your tent, snuggled up with whoever you were with, and
Oh,
you could hear the
yeah.
water. Oh yeah, you,
Yeah.
you could hear the water just kind of rushing right outside your tent. You wake up in the morning, there's a light fog and a light mist down on the ground, and you get the fire going. You got some cowboy coffee going on that you got, and like, oh my gosh, that is what I wish we had here in the Midwest. But I mean, unfortunately, we don't have that here. But that was probably one of my favorite things to do. And obviously, the pool. You like to go to the pool. That's always fun. But for me, it was going to friends' houses to go swimming. I remember even coming to the house I'm at right now, back when Jimmy and his parents lived here. We would come here and go swimming. I mean, those were fun times. I really, really enjoyed those times. And so yeah, that was kind of more of my favorite things to do during the summer. So what have you guys got planned? What have you guys got planned for this summer? Anything big?
Not right now. It's as far as I know right now, kids, the oldest is at work now. He'll be working, I'm sure, a lot this summer to save up for a vehicle. And
Can't believe that boy's driving now.
But can't believe he's working now.
Right.
So I know what I'll be doing is a lot of concert going, which I'm looking extremely forward to. So,
who are you most excited to see this year?
I got the concert I've had tickets for since May of 2020, which is the big hair metal concert tour coming to Busch Stadium.
Now, is that different from the Motley Crue concert?
No, it's the same one.
Same one?
Def Leppard, Poison, Motley Crue, and Joan Jett.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did see an article today about Ricky Rocket is going to be able to tour. That he just finished up a stint in rehab. Yeah, he just got out of rehab, so he's going to be able to tour. So, guy's a phenomenal drummer, so that ought to be a great show.
Right. And just so I don't know if this animal's going to do it yet, but the dog is perching. Okay, no. Oh, and she knocked my light out again. Hang on.
So while Max in the dark,
Sorry about that. The dog likes to jump on the couches, and the light goes. Oh, not again.
Nice. I think Shelby's going to be going to that concert, the Motley Crue one.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I think that she mentioned that she'll be going to that, so that's kind of cool.
And it's pretty interesting that kids kind of go back and kind of go to the stuff that we grew up on. That's kind of neat.
Yeah. It's funny because one of my favorite summer memories actually is going to go see Billy Joel, and Billy Joel has always been like a really big hero of mine as far as music goes, and it was kind of in my bucket list to attend a Billy Joel concert. And Shelby had not really heard much of his music before, and then she kind of got to listening to him. And so one year, I know I failed as a father. I get it on more than one level. But she actually got me tickets to go see Billy Joel, and it was a really, really great concert and a really great memory that she and I were able.
Was that the back-to-back one?
No, it was not. No, I did not get to see him and Elton John together. But that would have been an awesome show to see. All right, so Cherry has checked in. We appreciate that. And she has said she had a pool and we never came over. She even would have looked decent in a swimsuit back then. Oh, my Lord. So, Cherry, we're glad you tuned into the show, and we're not even going to make comments about that. Yeah, so concerts are definitely a big part of summer. Speaking of concerts and events, Fair St. Louis. Did you ever attend any Fair St. Louis shows?
I'm trying to remember. I did see one. I can't remember for the life of me who it was. But I did go down there a couple times. I was not fortunate enough to get down there and see Huey, which I would would have loved to catch a concert, and unfortunately, I was never able to. That's always been on my bucket list, but it's just one of those things that's going to stay on the bucket list, unfortunately. But I've roamed down there a little bit, during the mid to late '90s. Nothing real. The fireworks up close are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But outside of that, nothing really stands out as far as Fair St. Louis for me. Just watch. I always remember as a kid watching the fireworks on TV at 9:30. If I got lucky enough to stay up that late.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we would typically go out and watch the fireworks out off of 203 out by the raceway.
Mm-hmm.
We'd go out there and watch them, which was kind of cool. I did get to attend a couple of concerts down at Fair St. Louis, and I actually think the first time I went down there, though, it was actually called VP Fair.
Right.
And that was before they had made the name change and everything. I want to say I saw Chicago.
Really?
One year when I was down there. Yeah, it was a really good concert.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sans Peter Cetera, of course.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good show. I want to say maybe Billy Ray Cyrus was there. But I think I may be getting that confused with Riverport. Yes, I actually went to a Billy Ray Cyrus concert.
How's your achy breaky heart feel after that one?
So James here says he saw Third Eye Blind. They were awesome. They're actually going to be a concert again this year, also at Fair St. Louis.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't looked at that. I haven't looked at that yet to see who's coming.
Yeah, they were talking about earlier Third Eye Blind, and I want to say Jason Aldean is going to be like I think they're the same day or the same night or something like that.
That's a pretty big celebrity for a fair, essentially.
Yeah, they were talking about that. With concerts coming back there, you're not going to see a whole lot of arena rock or arena performers. People who can sell out Busch Stadium or Enterprise Center or things like that. But you're still going to get some good quality entertainment.
Right.
Down at the fair this year. So I think that's pretty cool that, they've got people coming. Folks, I'm kind of curious as to what concerts are you looking forward to seeing this year? And how are you spending your summers? Are you going anywhere? Are you vacationing? What's your favorite vacation spot? Things like that. Mac, you mentioned Disneyland earlier, Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've never been. I've been to both Universal Studios.
I actually enjoyed Epcot better myself.
Yeah.
I did. But you have to remember, this is 1988.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. I'm sure it's really changed since then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was something I read the other day. It was talking about Epcot is actually, there's talk of closing it down. Because of all the repairs that it needs.
I have to interject something, sir. I think you might find this interesting. At Fair St. Louis, you talked about music. I want to throw this out here. On the 4th of July at Fair St. Louis, it's 90s House Party. Would you like to know who is included in the 90s House Party?
Lay it on us, Biggin.
Color Me Bad, Montel Jordan, Coolio, Tone Loc, and Young MC.
Nice.
You know what I have to say to that?
That you got plans on July 4th now?
I just may.
So Cherry says she's spending her vacation drunk and in the AC. Sounds like an awesome plan.
Hey, worse things can happen.
And a question directed to you is, where else are we going, Mac?
Well, outside of the Busch Stadium concert in August, traveling to Chicago to see Duran Duran.
Nice.
It's
good to see those guys are still touring.
And I get, especially bands that I never got a chance to see that I wanted to as a kid. You know, granted they're older, they don't move as well, maybe, but the music ability and talent is still there.
So I got to tell you, before COVID, I went to the last New Kids on the Block mixtape tour for a myriad of reasons. But it was so funny.
No, you're not going to get off the hook. No, you're not going to get off the hook that easy. What was one of the myriad of reasons, Charles?
Oh, Debbie Gibson.
Okay.
Hands down, Debbie Gibson. Yeah, no, it was so funny because while the New Kids are up there doing their dances and everything, those kicks and struts weren't quite as high as they used to be, and like those little turns that they were doing. It's nice to see all these guys in concert and
slower.
Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit. So speaking of things that, things that people might be doing this summer, I can tell you where I'm going to be spending my Fridays at this summer. And that's going to be at Don Chencho's Mexican restaurant here in town. Again, we want to thank them for sponsoring the show. And, again, every Friday night, they got karaoke going out there. Drink specials are going on. The Rita Bongs they've got, and those are actually pretty good. So if you get the chance and you're looking for something to do on a Thursday night or a Friday night, come on down to Granite and see these guys. They are located at 3439 Namioke Road in Granite City. And again, if you're just in the mood for Mexican food, you can always just give them a call at 618-709-7300, as you can see right over here. Mac will have to point up, right there. Give them a call and they'll actually deliver the food for you here in town.
With a smile.
So yeah, with a smile. Beto will bring it with a smile. So Larry has said, Wendy, Lisa, and I seen that same 90s thing at the Riverport several years ago. That'd be cool. And then Cherry is telling us she'd like to go to Elton John farewell concert in Dodger Stadium this year, but that's in autumn.
That would still be neat.
That would be cool to do.
But she has a message for you, Chuck.
I saw that.
What? You're not going to put that up? You're not going to put that up? Here, I'll put that up. Here's what she thinks. I know that hits you right in your 80s and 90s heart.
I'm 48 now. I've matured. There'll be no punching lockers anymore. You can't get to me with Debbie Gibson like you used to be able to get to me. However, I'd still love to see me some Debbie Gibson in concert again. She's on tour,
Could that be a summer plan for Charles?
Maybe. I don't know if she's coming to St. Louis or not, though. So, folks out there, what do you think of when you hear summer? Like, do you think 4th of July? Do you think Memorial Day? Do you think... Because I guess Memorial Day is kind of the unofficial start to summer, right? Isn't that what they say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's when all the pools open. That's when, one of my favorite parts of summer is the barbecues.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like to think with my fat belly.
I like the barbecues, but more importantly, I like the get-togethers, that happen around those barbecues. Excuse me. I like the get-togethers that happen around those barbecues. Yeah. Got a couple pig roasts, that are happening this summer. So, those are always fun and always cool. And, we get to hear a friend of ours, play his music with his band, which is kind of cool. And you're partaking this year, aren't you?
I don't know, because apparently their practices are on the same nights we do the show. So I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You could always head over there after the show, or you could come do the show here and then head over there on your way home and hit them up.
Well, I would love to. However, there's a factor of 3 little things in the house with me. Well, some not so little, but
I say they ain't little.
No, especially
the oldest. Youngest now?
Be 13 in September.
Oh yeah, he's old enough to stay home by himself. At least according to Illinois law.
I'll have a 17, a 15, and a 13.
Sounds like they got it covered. You can actually.
Where does the time go?
I know, right? You could do the show here. You could come over here and do the show here now. Come
Not that
here.
heat, I'm not. I'm
That-
fat.
It's not
You'll-
hot at
you'll
all right
see-
now.
Not right now. I've been in there in the middle of July. It's hot as hell.
Sacrifices, man. You got to sacrifice for your art, mi amigo.
That's a pretty big sacrifice watching a fat man melt on camera.
It would be entertaining, though.
The hell is that?
It would be entertaining.
No. What was that?
I think Cherry was calling in. Cherry, give us a call back. It came up the wrong way. Give us a call back. We'll get you here on the show. She's talking about campfires at Lake Ferguson. That would be her front yard. Okay, let's see. We're going to tell you what. I told you guys it was in beta, right?
Yep. How bad's the beta?
Right. Well, we'll find out here just right now. We're going to give her a call. All right, let's see how this works. Let's see if we can get Cherry on the phone. This is low budget, folks. Let me tell you.
No, this is no budget.
I think she's pissed at us now.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey,
Hey!
this is pretty neat, huh? I called in on the special Batmobile phone.
Nice.
Pat Mobile.
Nice, yeah.
It's the
I
Cherry
wanted to
phone right
participate,
now.
but I'm driving. Yeah, hi, everybody. It's the Cherry.
Driving.
I know everybody was missing me. Not.
Oh, they were. It's just not the show without you.
Oh, sorry.
You've been such
I'll
a
be
great
back
addition
next
to the
week.
show.
Oh, Chuck, fluffing those feathers, babe. Fluffing those feathers.
I got to tell you, most of the time when you're seeing the behind the scenes work, you have Cherry to thank for that because she works her butt off for us,
Absolutely.
and we appreciate it.
Wow. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. How's your night going?
So yeah, it's okay. I mean, this whole week has been just really messed up. We'll just leave it at that. It's a really busy week for me. So I'm looking forward to this weekend and some of that Chincho's karaoke, and then
So you're looking
campfire
forward to those Rita Bongs?
over at Lake Ferguson.
Are you
Nice.
looking forward to those Rita Bongs?
Oh, and Time Bomb wants me to include the booze because we're all about the booze.
Booze. We're all about
Now-
the booze, about the booze. No water. We're all about the
We would be remiss if we did mention that this Friday, actually, we're going to be blessed with the presence of Mr. Mac himself as well on karaoke night.
Yeah. And Mr. Hill before 9:30 at night, so that will also be a pleasure
Yeah.
because there's nothing worse
Keep it up,
than
it'll show up at 9:25.
for you to get to the karaoke because you miss all the good times
Oh, no.
beforehand. Anyway, I just want to call in and say hi. Oh, hey, Griffers. And that I miss you guys, and the show sounds great. And I don't really have any fun stories to share, but yeah.
Well, we appreciate you calling in.
Okay, I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye. Well, that seemed to work pretty well. Could you guys? I want to take a poll real quick. Could you guys hear her pretty well on your end as far as coming through? I know the ringing out was a little much. We can work on that, but it's something that we're trying out. And I just want to, ask if could you hear her? Okay, and I'm sure you're getting my Windows noises also, so we'll have to work on that. Awesome. Lisa tells us she can hear Cherry loud here, which is great.
Let's kind of ask our absolute fun viewers what they like to do during the summer. What was some of their best memories? What were some of the things they like to do then, things they like to do now?
We're going to sit here and stare at you until you answer.
Can I blink? Because my eyes will burn.
We're waiting. Yes, you may blink.
Okay. Whew. Give that old what the heck was his name? Caddyshack. Well, we're waiting.
Well, Lisa, we know that you're watching, and Larry and Wendy, we know you guys are out there watching. What were some things that you guys really enjoyed doing? And we did get a thumbs up from Rodney earlier. I appreciate that. Rodney, what were some things that you liked to do when you were younger and in the summer? Or what are some things that you guys have planned this year for summer vacation? Anything big going on in the Carter household? Lisa says barbershop campouts. Oh, those sound so fun. Those sound so. That's something I miss. That if I can settle down enough, I'd like to get back into is the barber shopping. That was so fun. And I don't mean cutting
If you could
hairs.
settle down enough. You're the one that put yourself on that schedule, Chief.
Yeah, I need to slow my roll a little bit, which I'm working on.
I think I've heard that somewhere before a couple times.
Yeah, a few times.
Okay,
Yeah.
just saying.
So barbershop campouts, Lisa, I can just imagine what those must have been like. I mean, you have, most places you'll have guys with their guitar or something like that, but when you got 4 or more guys, around a campfire or whatever, harmonizing with one another, oh, dude, that would be so awesome. I'm geeking out a little bit here. Kind of wish I'd been able to attend some barbershop campouts.
Well, there's no time like the present. We're not, you're only on this rock once.
That's true. That's true. The big blue marble until it's time to spin you off.
So it's time to knock you off with the other marble.
What?
I don't know. That sounded good. Good grief. What a...
Cherry says you're killing it tonight.
I'm killing something. It's, here, let me ask you this. How far have you traveled to go on a summer trip?
Summer trip?
Whether it's as a kid or now.
So I didn't really take a whole lot of trips until I was older. So I would say my summer trips, 400 miles, I guess.
Okay.
It may have been further than that. But it would have been the camping trips at the base of the Cascades.
Okay.
And worth every single mile.
I mean, I remember, like I've said before, going to Philadelphia, Chicago, Florida in my teen years. One that stands out is going to Garden City, Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
I was younger. Went there. My grandfather had an aunt who was still alive and lived there. So we went there, met some cousins for the first time. Went to Colorado for some family there too. My grandfather's family. Garden City, Kansas sports the world's largest pool.
The world's largest what?
Pool. There's no P in it, and they like to keep it that way.
Pool. Welcome to our ool.
But to an 8, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid, the thing was enormous. I mean, you're looking, it looks like an ocean. You're just kind of. No, it was a pretty big pool. So stuff like that. Would I've liked to known about the novel In Cold Blood at the time? Sure, I would have, but I had no knowledge of it at the time.
Yeah.
That would have been something to see. Went to Dodge City, Kansas, on our way back through. That was really neat. I was lucky enough to see a lot of the Midwest growing up. Just all kinds of different stuff. Went to the Springfield Zoo, went to the Memphis Zoo, went to Graceland as a kid, went to Mud Island in Memphis as a kid. I was really, really fortunate to have grandparents that had the means to take us, all over. So yeah. I'm really fortunate, really thankful that I got all those memories and saw a lot of the country when I was a kid.
So, dream summer vacation. Money's not an object. Let's say money's not an object. Travel's not an object, and you're capable to go anywhere you want. Where would you want to go?
I would have to say Scotland,
Okay.
only because, you know, I don't think I could take the plane ride though. You'd have to probably B.A. Baracus me with a 2x4 or a, one of those sleep needles that he always get. Then I wake up, what was that, Hannibal? How'd I get hit?
Get your bottle of Xanax.
I think I'd love to go to Scotland only because of the family history that I know of over there. Illiandonan Castle in the Scottish Highlands, Castle Leod, which was a family seat in Strath Pepper. It would just be really neat to see. It's a very, there's Mackenzies all over the place, and it's a very, I'm not going to say common name or revered, so to speak, but it's known. I'll just put it that way. So it'd be really kind of cool, to throw on the old tartan and head back to the motherland, as it were, and just visit and not see where I came from, but see where I came from, if you get the meaning.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting story, and I think I've shared this with before. That's right, Cherry. I said it's an interesting story. Back centuries ago, Clan Mackenzie and Clan McDougal used to be kinsmen. And it's so funny because my mother's maiden name is McDowell, and that is derivative from McDougal. And it's so funny because, they were kinsmen back there. And then centuries and centuries and centuries later, I just find it, funny that you and I, have become such, close friends over the last, 30 years and everything. And it's almost like I don't really even know the word to use to describe. I just find it kind of neat and cool that, we're.
Isn't it ironic?
Don't you think? So anyway, Scotland would be on my list also. I think Scotland would be a cool place to go. New Zealand is kind of a place I've always wanted to go. It's just so beautiful out there. So I'd love to go to New Zealand. As far as like money not being an object, I might like to go to an island or something like that, but I don't like hot places. And yet here I am in the Midwest where it's hot and humid both. So, I get to win the winning ticket on both of those. But yeah, I've never really been a big hot weather kind of guy. That's why I wouldn't last in the desert and probably would not last in Southern California very often or very long. So yeah, anyone out there care to just kind of share, what your dream vacation might be, like where you might want to go or what you might want to do as far as your dream vacation goes? I think
threw that up there.
Cherry would like to go to Italy or Greece. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, I don't know what the weather's like out there. I don't think it's too hot. I would like moderately temperate, I guess would be good for me. I'm good with 65 to 70. 80s, okay.
Would you like sunshine?
I don't know. I like it to be light out, but I'm actually pretty comfortable in like gloomy weather. Like I really enjoyed Seattle when I was out there. Now, don't get me wrong. The 3 months out of the year that it didn't rain, it was beautiful. But it just kind of I enjoyed it out there. The overcast, cool weather, and yeah, for me it was perfect weather. Now, a lot of people think that you want to throw that up there. A lot of people think that, it rains all the time out in Seattle, and it doesn't. It's not a torrential downpour. I mean, it does rain pretty much on the daily, but it's more of an annoying drizzle, and you get used to it after a while. You can always tell the tourists, they're the ones with the umbrellas. But yeah. So that's kind of
man.
That's pretty much my summers growing up. Not a whole lot happened. More happened as I was an adult. My kids, they've, been with their grandparents' places and things like that. They were able to take them to Disney World and, I think they went to Universal Studios as well at one time. So, yeah. What's been your favorite theme park you've been to?
You know, that's something else I've been lucky enough to do. I've been to Six Flags, obviously. Went to Worlds of Fun in Kansas City.
Cool place.
That's before the water park. Good grief, Disneyland or Disney World, Epcot, out in Pennsylvania when we stayed in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, home of the Amish. That was a culture shock.
Oh,
But they had a theme park out there called the Dutch Wonderland. Went to that. Went to a really cool one in Memphis. It was called Liberty Land.
Oh,
That was neat. It's no longer there, but it was really really cool. Apparently, one of the roller coasters that was there was Elvis's favorite, so he went on that
very
all
cool.
the time. Good grief. When I was in boot camp, we took a trip to Great America, Six Flags in Gurnee, Illinois.
Okay, up near Chicago.
Yeah. Went to I was really young, and we stayed at a campground right past Vandalia. It was a KOA campground at the time. There was a carnival in a mall in Effingham. I can't find pictures of it anywhere. I want to say it was called Lincoln Land Mall, and they had like some carnival rides in there. I remember that. And then they had another carnival in a mall right outside of Kansas City in Oak Grove, which you're familiar with. So, I've been fortunate enough to go to all these places growing up, and, I'm really fortunate to be able to have experienced that.
So Sherry says we had so much better summers than she as a kid. She just had to hang out at the mall all day while her mom finished her shift at Chick-fil-A. Hey, you know what? I'm sure that I know for a fact that Mac and I did our fair share of being mall rats, during the summer months, and hell, even during the regular months, not just summer months or whatever. So yeah, I think.
What was your favorite thing to do at the mall? The arcades?
Mine?
I miss those places.
Oh yeah. Did you ever go to Galaxy Arcade when it was here in town?
I never remember Galaxy. I remember the sign, but I don't remember the actual arcade.
Yeah. So when I was in the 4th grade, I lived here in Granite with my aunt and my cousins, and I remember going to Galaxy a couple different times. Dude, loved it. It was so awesome. I do wish that there were more things like
where
that.
Dave's was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was right. I want to say, yeah, it was right over in that area. I can't remember exactly where it was, but I do remember Mortal Kombat. Playing Mortal Kombat. I remember Pac-Man, of course. I mean, it was 1982, 83, something like that.
Wasn't out then.
Yeah, there was. I'm trying to think when they closed Galaxy down then, because maybe it was after that.
I mean, I remember going to the malls, like Aladdin's Castle.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Yeah, Galaxy was cool. And back when it was Namioki Twin Cinemas, you remember that?
Oh yeah, the sticky floors. Heck yeah, how can you forget the sticky floors?
Oh man, boy, I'm glad they tore that down before it burned down.
I'm surprised. Oh yeah, you got to remember the arcade at the bowling alley.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's where I saw Mortal Kombat at. maybe that's the arcade, the bowling alley I saw Mortal Kombat at.
Speaking of video games, and I have to throw this out here. My grandfather used to give my brother and I $1 each back when video games were a quarter. He would always tell us, "Don't play them damn video games. Just play pinball." So you know what I did? Played those damn video games.
It's funny because when your grandpa was a kid, pinball was the video game of his time.
It was.
Yeah, it was pinball that was going to ruin the youth of his day.
Yeah. Oh, how far we've come in ruining youth.
Right. So Richie Rich with your big dollar. Big dollar,
hey man,
dollar.
I was on top of the world.
So, all right, awesome. Well, we're coming up on time, so I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Cherry, thanks for calling in. It was always good to hear your voice. Glad you called in to chat with us and test out the Mac phone. There we go. We can call it the Mac phone.
But before we close, I do want to kind of summarize and share this thought because I thought it was rather poignant. I don't know if anybody watches This Is Us or watched it as the final episode was last night. But one of the things that the dad said yesterday really got me thinking, kind of got you nostalgic and all that stuff. But I can't say verbatim what it was, but so I'll kind of summarize and kind of do that. But it was kind of like saying, as a kid, you spend all your time wanting to be older, wanting to be grown up. And once you're grown up, you spend the rest of your life wanting to go back.
Mm.
And bringing up these summer vacations and stuff like that, it kind of makes you yearn for just one more go round in those times, just to relive it one more time. And I thought that was rather poignant.
One of my favorite songs is I think it's by Eddie Money, and I don't know the exact name of it, but I think it's called "Do It All Over," or "I Want to Go Back" or something like that. And he kind of talks about that.
Yeah, so I want to go back.
Yeah, so it's a really good song, and I think for me as an adult, there are things in my past that I'm not super fond of remembering or whatever, but there are actually a lot of things from my past that I'm like, those are good memories. Those are good times. And everyone, you take the good with the bad, you take them both, and there you have but they are good memories. They are good memories to have. So Cherry says that episode hurt her soul. And that's more like hurt her soul. So awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We definitely appreciate you being a part of it. Once again, we want to thank our sponsor for May, Don Chencho's Mexican Restaurant. Check those guys out on, pretty much throughout the week also. But particularly on Friday nights, get out there, karaoke. And even if you're not a big karaokeer, you can, enjoy the other people that are up there, making fools of themselves like we do.
Come watch us make fools of ourselves. It's entertainment.
Yeah, it's a good thing. But yeah, reach out to those guys, 618-709-7300, and they'll definitely get you hooked up with the authentic Mexican food. It's really good stuff. Like, come for the food, stay for the karaoke. So there you go. I think with that being said, we're going to close up shop. Again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We definitely appreciate it. And we will catch you guys next week, Wednesday, 7 o'clock, same Chuck time, same Mac channel.
Oh, look what you did.